It's your boy DJ Akademiks, and check it out, because it's hot up in Baltimore right about now. The Bloods and the Crips, they've come together. Pretty much, they're marching side by side against police brutality, because police brutality is a serious issue. Now, here's the thing, because if you haven't heard, in Baltimore, a 25-year-old man named Freddie Gray, he was approached by 3 officers on bicycles when he was standing on a street corner. Apparently, someone else on an opposite street corner spotted the officers. Then they yelled out, "Hey, yo, here comes timeout." Kind of like code word out of The Wire. Now, pretty much Freddie Gray said, fuck, he took off. Police chased him. Now, what happens next is a mystery to us all, because in the next 45 minutes, when Freddie Gray was found by a lot of people, pretty much he sustained a severe and ultimately fatal spinal cord injury. Now, there's no security footage, no World Star camera footage. There's no footage and there's no accounts. At least that's universally said, okay, this is their side of it. Now, the thing is, because protesters have actually taken to the streets to draw attention to the case and draw attention to the investigation or lack thereof, or the lack of openness by the police department about the situation. Now, some of these people have gotten destructive, and some of these people aren't even protesting. They just came to fuck shit up. So, to be honest, man, if you watch all the videos, there's a lot of footage that's online. You can see it. Listen, man, Baltimore is just not the place. They're not with the fuckery, okay? Baltimore is just not with it. They're really with the shits, okay? If you're not going to give them answers, they will fuck shit up. And as I'm going to say again, it's not all of them, because there's protesters, and in every situation, you have the protesters doing what they do, non-destructive. They're very peaceful. They're usually ignored, because nobody wants to hear a bunch of people doing some fucking marching and a lot of chanting. You rather see people turning the fuck up, grabbing their crotch, of course, sagging their pants, throwing up some gang signs, snatching shit, breaking windows, breaking businesses' doors, robbing niggas. And pretty much, obviously, most of these media outlets, because that's what they're covering. And then they're calling those people the protesters. It seems that they must be watching way too much noisy Chirac or noisy Atlanta, because they think they could get a great footage of all the chaos going down without anything bad happening to them. And I've seen a video where someone was filming all the fuckery and then they got robbed. But yeah, listen, man, when you really watch all this stuff, and as I said, we don't have too much information, so we can't get too much in depth. We don't know exactly what happened. We got to wait for that. But when you see this type of reaction, and you see this mass reaction, it's clear. People are just being tired of not being heard, okay? They're tired of being ignored. They're tired of playing the game. And what game, you might ask? The game of really, hey, listen, we'll just kind of stay silent until you guys get over it. Or we'll kind of like put out a soft shoe, a kind of a altered sequence of events, and we'll say that's what went on, and that's why he deserved to die. Now, we have no idea what went on, but it's clear people want transparency, and that's one thing the police has struggled with for a long-ass time. They're not transparent at all. And that is a huge problem, and that's why people get their shit fucked up. Now, I could not co-sign, validate, or even, listen, agree to what these dudes are doing by, like, ruining cars, businesses. That's not cool, because if it was your car out there, you wouldn't want that to be done to you. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I don't call those guys I don't call those guys protesters. They're savages, okay? That's what they do. Savages are going to do what savages do. So, listen, man, I think really what has to happen eventually, and these stories are becoming a dime a dozen, it's actually becoming just way too frequent at this point. It's every week, every goddamn week, and it's not that, oh, police brutality is now such a epidemic that's going through the community. No, this has been going on. However, the media sees a way to exploit it. When they start exploiting it, you make people feel, it's kind of like the Ebola scare. You felt like 3,000 people had Ebola, when really it was like about like 3. When you make people think it's happening in such a large number, they'll act this extreme this quickly. And obviously the media, they have a role in it. And obviously people who know this has been going on, maybe not always in the extreme where someone is dying, because I could probably assume or make a good assumption that a lot of people have gotten a little bit of police brutality, whether your rights were being abused, but most likely you probably weren't almost killed by the police, right? I'm not going to say that happens too frequently, but you probably got in a situation where you realize the cops are trying to fuck you over. And when the media kind of makes it like, yo, everybody's getting killed by the police are murking niggas at a crazy rate, we're going to see reactions in situations like this. So Listen, man, I'm going to wait for all the facts to come out. I want you guys to discuss it. What do you think about what's going on in Baltimore? Listen, I'm not going out to Baltimore for nothing, all right? I'm not one of the marching ass niggas. I'm not one of them niggas that's going to be ruining shit, okay? I can't be going to jail for nobody. So you guys get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe. Talk about it, man. Hey, listen, something we got to keep talking about. It's kind of getting a little bit old. When I mean getting a little bit old is that we're having the same narrative and we're having the same reactions and the same cycle, then we find something new. Nobody ever comes and say, here is the tangible solution. Let's go do this to clear it up. Now, here some people say we need national police reform, but then they don't give any more measures of what should happen. And to keep it real, that's not going to happen. You're not going to have no national police reform. I heard someone say, if the next president is not talking about national police reform, not voting, well, don't vote, because they ain't going to have that. Believe me, they ain't going to have that shit. Not no national shit, okay? You could get it probably done regionally, locally, maybe on a state level, but nationally, I don't see it. So you guys get in the comment box, man. Let's talk about this. As I said, police brutality is definitely a big thing. I would probably say, and I think I would definitely be correct, that most people have gotten some type of police abuse. It has probably not resulted in you getting killed, but nevertheless, when you see these situations, it's a microcosm of a bigger issue and one that still hasn't been addressed. And the rioting and the looting or whatever the case, that doesn't help. The protesting, the peaceful ones at least, I hope all that stuff gets put into action and get some change on a legislative level. So get in the comment box, make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe. It's your boy DJ Akademiks, man. I'm out.